Welcome to a special Friday edition of Take It or Break It, where I'm just talking to one person today. Oh, I'm Corbin Smith, by the way. Very handsome, Corbin A. Smith on Twitter. Hit me up on any app you're looking to hit me up on, especially if you want to do like a sexual relationship thing. I'm all about it. Today we're talking about America's favorite motherfucking sport, baby. It's the goddamn MLS.
Oh, yeah.
Baby. Now look, I'm recording a real episode tomorrow. Don't worry. But we had to record on a Saturday, so we're doing this today, talking about Major League Soccer. I'm here with Spike Friedman. Spike, how you doing?
Good. I just had therapy where I had to talk about getting yelled at by a professor for talking in class like I was an 8-year-old. It was tough for me. It was tough. I'm in grad school.
Wait.
Yeah. Let's back up. Let's unpack this together.
Why were you talking in class?
Well, so here's the thing, Corbin. I'm a pretty respectful guy. I follow all the rules on the syllabus.
Uh-huh.
And my graduate level economics class has a no phones or computers policy. So I was talking in class because I did not realize class had started. I did not know what time it was. So at the beginning of class, I got yelled at for not having already shut up. It was genuinely wild. Probably the most emasculating experience I've had as an adult. And I've worked with genuine asshole Hollywood producers. So, had to work through that. Had to work through the Sounders' loss. Had to work through you saying the MLS already on this podcast.
Oh, yeah.
Which real
Major League
MLS
Soccer.
Real MLS heads know. Oh, doggy, you don't say that.
So wait, what did the professor yell at you?
Swear to God, didn't realize class had started. He points at me and
Gotta say, little bit your fault.
Little bit, 100% little bit my fault. Literally, first words he says are, "What do you have to say?" And I was like, "What?" He's like,
"Oh no,
can I?
Can
I
he's good at this."
Yeah, exactly. He's like, "Can I start then?" I was like, "I don't understand." And he was like, "Okay, I'm gonna start." I was like, "Okay." And then he just started the class. That's what happened.
Oh no, he's good at being mean to people.
I know. It was tough. Right, Corbs? Come on.
Man, I gotta say, I was kind of thinking you were sounding like a wimp there for a second, but when you went into the specifics of how he harangued you, I was a little piece of me was like, ooh, that's pretty bad.
Right? It's wild.
So wait, how long did you talk to your therapist about this?
5 minutes.
Oh, okay. That's not that much.
No, wait. I got real anxiety to unpack. We just had a midterm election, Corbin.
Yeah. I talked to my therapist this week, and a lot of it was like, hey, what can we do to make it so that you work more? And your
therapist said that to you, or
yeah,
you said
that's what we've been talking about lately.
Oh, got it.
And it's just like, because I have attention problems pretty bad, and we were getting in a real space where it was like, maybe we could meditate more, maybe that'll work. And then my therapist is starting to be like, nah, we're making that up. You know what I did the other week with my therapist?
What?
Spike? I said, man, I gotta go on a diet, but I'm not gonna, because I do. I'm getting I'm having some sleep problems, and and shedding a few lbs would help me with that, I think. And I'm like, but I'm not going to do it over the holiday. I just am not even going to act like it. And so on February something, I can't remember what date I gave him, I'm going to start dieting. And you know what he did? You know what he did?
What did he do?
He laughed at me.
Oh.
And he was just like, you're not going to do that. And he, And he's right. I get like me sitting here like setting an arbitrary date.
February feels late. Why? What is happening after New Year's but before February?
That's actually kind of a good point. Like, why don't I just go on a diet when New Year's comes?
Is it that you don't want to be the guy who's doing the New Year's resolution?
No, can I be honest with you, Spike? That didn't occur to me.
Martin Luther King Day?
That did not occur to me. Just not. I mean, I do love to stuff my face on Martin Luther King Day. Who among us?
Yeah.
Who among us doesn't go out for a Martin Luther King Day buffet?
I was just trying to track which holiday, because again, if you wait too long, you're pretty close to President's Day.
Yeah, and once again, who doesn't get out to Sizzler on Abraham Lincoln's on Honest Abe's B-Day?
Yeah, they got President's Pie in the buffet.
Yeah. You know what I am gonna start calling B-Days?
What?
Beads.
Oh, wait. What? Beads?
Like beads. Like, it's your beads.
Well, so you're walking into a room full of people who have the same birthday, then you're going, it's your beads!
Yeah. Happy beads!
Yeah, that's efficient.
Is it?
Yeah, I just want to say, Corbin, that, like, society... Look, I don't want to get in the way of the work you're doing with your therapist, but
thanks, man.
But the pressure to work and like value yourself based on your labor, that's nonsense. You know, like that is
no. Can I be honest with you, Spike?
Yeah,
I agree with you.
Oh, good.
I just don't have enough money.
Yeah, no, I know that's the problem, but like we should get rid of that.
Okay. But also Spike,
money,
I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna be real with you, my dude. Sitting around and being like, yeah, well, I mean, when society gets rid of money, I'm gonna be it's probably gonna be a few years.
Well, I know, but see, again, that's what I'm in grad school for, and so
getting rid of money.
I mean, not get rid of money, but like subvert the idea of like real estate capitalism. You know.
You know what? That's not fair. I'm sorry I made that joke. The second I started making it, I was like, "Ugh, you're being a dick, Corbin."
I didn't even get into it. You know what I mean? Like, I knew you might do something like that. So
literally the second the fake joint went to my lips, I'm like, we should subvert our idea about real estate capital. Like, we should try to find problems to poverty that are more permanent. And all this shit, and then like it's just so easy to be
yeah,
it's like you're a fucking professor. It's like easy to be an asshole, you know.
Exactly. It's like being an American soccer fan and going like, oh, the MLS, I guess you don't really care about real football.
And I mean, I guess what I don't really, but
I know, and I came down on you too hard, so I'm sorry.
It's all right. I mean, you should just be able to call it the MLS. Like, people call it the NBA.
Yeah, but it is the National Basketball.
Yeah, I guess that's true. What's the NFL, the National Football League?
Yeah.
And then...
not the MLB.
Yeah, they don't call it MLB.
They do just call it MLB.
They do call it the majors.
Yeah, the bigs. You get called up to the bigs.
What's MLS stand for? Major League Soccer? So you could call it the major, no, that doesn't work.
Yeah, but
then
like,
they call baseball the majors.
Exactly.
Also, the other problem is that it is not the majors.
Exactly. Yup, you got it. You sure did get it. It's tough to call the 14th best league in the world the majors.
Oh baby, I'm going up to the big show. playing for Sporting Kansas City.
Yeah, I was like, oh, did you get called up to Galatasaray in the Turkish Superliga?
Okay. For those who don't, so we're talking about the MLS today. Why? I don't know.
Because our teams played yesterday.
Yeah, yes. Because our teams, Corbin is holding up quote marks.
Yeah, we both watched a combined 40
yesterday.
Minutes.
Yeah, because, we watched 40 minutes and the 10 seconds I caught while I was walking home from an event where I was watching a Blazers game that was on concurrently, and I saw that it was on in a bar window, and I thought, why the fuck aren't they playing the Blazers game? And then I continued to walk to the bus.
Do you hear me making the blazing sound? It's an equally bad joke, but it's because Blazers.
Oh, weed?
Yeah.
I don't think the organization appreciates that. I went to we'll talk about. Okay, remind me to talk about this you know what? I'll just talk about it now. So I went to this event last night, Trailblazing event. It's sort of a half gallery thing. I got a free shirt there. Ira and Keith, they. Do you know what Trailblazing is? Do you have any what I'm talking about?
No, I don't think so. Like, what? I don't know.
Okay,
I don't know.
So here in Portland, people like the Blazers.
Yes. Okay, that I've got.
Okay. And one of the two people who like three, there's more people, but there's two people who like the Blazers are
Okay.
Keith and Ira.
Keith and Ira. Are they like famously fans of the Blazers, or are they like just guys who like the Blazers?
Let me continue on this story, and I'm going to let you make that determination for yourself.
Sounds good.
So Keith and Ira are, they're like clothes guys. They have opinions about sneakers, and they're both like cool dudes, funny guys, and they run this clothing brand called Trailblazing, where they make fun Trailblazers themed T-shirts and things of that nature. They also recently made shorts that they had to charge $45 for just to break even. Pretty funny story. Anyway, so they make like fun Trailblazer shirts, and they're very good. There's one that's like a picture of Bill Walton rendered as a Grateful Dead logo.
Okay,
And
that's fun.
Yeah, that is fun. Anyway, they run a fun Twitter account, and they do these events. And last night they teamed up with the actual Portland Trailblazers to do a jersey reveal of the Blazers' new alternate jersey. And and I attended because I'm friendly with Keith and Ira.
Okay.
And I I like things. I enjoy them. Not to brag or anything. And but anyway, so that's the event I went to. But anyway, so at one point, what they did was that they released the jersey, and then there were some like artistic renditions of the jersey that local artists they
got it.
Made
so
up.
like the city jerseys that came out yesterday.
Yes. It is the city jersey, but then some artists sort of added some more stuff to the city jerseys.
Does yours still say Rip City?
It does say Rip City.
Okay.
Yeah. And one of the guy and there was a Blazer PR guy there. I don't recall which one. It wasn't their main guy, but one of their events guys. I apologize for forgetting his name. I've probably spoken to him before.
It's okay.
And one of the artists was like, this is my jersey. It's kind of about the Jailblazers because I love those guys.
Oh.
and the Blazers and the guy who works for the Blazers gets up. Now I want to make it clear. At this point, the Jailblazers are like beloved.
Yeah, you got Cliffy selling spliffs, right?
Yeah,
Cliffy?
yes. Cliffy sells weed here. Last night at the Trailblazing event, you could get your shirt sort of custom screened with a little Rasheed Wallace logo.
Hell yeah!
Of him doing a fadeaway. It's pretty fucking dank, honestly.
Still thumbs down on Isaiah Ryder, right?
Sure. I don't know. I don't know enough to say yes or no on that one, but yeah, probably. Anyway, but the Blazers PR guy is like, jail. We like to call those the learning years.
Ugh.
Yeah, and it was just like, dude, you mean when you learned that the team can't be cool?
when you learned how to lose in heartbreaking fashion.
Shut the fuck up. I don't know what you're talking about.
It's fine.
Anyway, so I was going from that event to the bus to go home. and for a half a second I saw that the MLS game was on, and I mostly just thought, really, no Blazers game? Come on, buddy. And then I got on a bus.
Oh, I just want to say, I think Keith and Ira, they sound like they're not like Ian Carmel. You know what I mean? Like, clearly they're not like an Ian Carmel. Are they more or less famous than you as a Blazers fan? I
would
guess?
say that they are. I would say, okay, this is what I would say. Keith and Ira, individually as anonymous people, are less famous as Blazers fans than I am. But as Trailblazing, they are more famous as Blazer fans than I am.
That's where I landed by the end of the story.
They also know Ian Carmel, I think.
Okay, I do too. I ran into him at a bar.
I also know him a little bit. He's been on Take It or Break It.
He's a legend.
Yeah.
Is he the most famous millennial adjacent or millennial Blazers fan with no direct connection to the team beyond their fandom?
Well, he does have a direct connection to the team beyond their fandom. Because he worked for NBC.
Oh,
Sports Northwest here for a while.
Okay. I guess what I mean is like oh yeah, I don't know if that's... Who's the most famous young Blazers fan, I guess is my question.
I probably Ian Carmel. I can't think of anybody else.
Great.
The most famous Blazers fan... Well, I don't know. Could be Malcolmus. I think Malcolmus is a Blazers fan.
Yeah. Because
Sleater Kinney like the Blazers.
Yeah, I was gonna say Seahawks. Like Chris Pratt is a big Seahawks fan, but I don't think that's what he's famous for. But I guess Ian, I don't know if he's famous for being a Blazers fan, but it's in there.
I will say this: initially, Ian was famous for being a Blazers fan. In Portland, he was famous for being a Blazers fan.
Yeah.
Boy, this is a series of deeply theoretical arguments.
We have not gotten to
the MLS. The MLS, baby.
Should we just start with the only good thing that happened in yesterday's match, which was like a really good match?
Spike, it's your turn to talk.
Oh.
Here's what we're going to do. You're going to tell the audience what happened in this game yesterday while I go get a LaCroix out of the kitchen.
Wow, I am flying solo. This is thrilling. Guys, wow, this is so much power. So the way an MLS playoff works is you got two legs. You play them, the combined score. Whoever's the highest combined score at the end of a home road two-leg situation wins. The better team, or the team with the better regular season seed, gets to be home team last. The tiebreaker is whoever scored more goals on the road. So say it's 3-3 at the end of both matches, and one team won. Oh boy, let's say it's 4-4 at the end of two matches. One team won 2-2, or I don't even know how you do this. Road goals are the tiebreaker. That's what matters.
Does any other soccer league do this?
Yes, 100%.
Okay, just carrying
in knockout stages. Most soccer leagues don't have playoffs. They just have a regular season, and then they have other cup tournaments happening simultaneously.
But they play two games and do the aggregate.
Yeah, Champions League does that for their knockout stages.
Okay. All right.
I think the FA Cup semifinal is two-legged, things like that. There's maybe it's the quarterfinal. There are a lot. This is not unprecedented, and it is a worldwide change because what used to happen is the home team gets the second leg. So they have the advantage of being able to set up offensively or defensively once they know how the first leg went. But in extra time, it used to be that if you got a tie in extra time, so if both teams scored another goal, the road team would win because they had more road goals. Relatively recently, people were like, well, that's weird. You shouldn't give a disadvantage to the team that had the better regular season. If it's tied at the end of extra time, if you force extra time, and then it's tied again, both teams score one, yeah, they just go to penalties. That's what happened last night. So Seattle came into the match down 2-1. In regular time, 1-2-1. So it was 3-3, tied on road goals. They go to extra time. Boom, all of a sudden, Portland scores, Seattle scores. So it's 4-4. Portland now has more road goals, but one of those road goals was scored in extra time where road goals don't matter. Portland players did not realize that. Seattle has a chance to score late, doesn't do it. whistle is blown. Portland players fall to their knees celebrating. We won. We vanquished the Seattle Sounders. And, like, a couple of them had to walk around to their teammates and be like, oh, we didn't win. Time for penalty kicks. And they were like, no, we won. And you can, like, see these conversations happening on the field as they all sort of realize, oh, we did not win, which is not good coaching. Generally, you want your players on the field to know whether or not...
Got to the slandering the Timbers portion of our conversation pretty quick.
Yeah,
go ahead.
You want your players to know whether or not they've won, like, is a rule.
You know what? All right, that's fair.
In sports, or what it would take to hypothetically win.
Yeah. Look, if a coach isn't out there saying, hey, if you get the ball in the ring, we get points, he's not doing his job.
I mean, at a fundamental level, Steve Kerr, I assume, starts every
Warriors season. Like,
every
taking
time
the ball out.
Every time out, he points at the scoreboard and goes, okay, we are either up or down by a certain amount. When you throw the ball through the ring, you're either going to get 1, 2, or 3 points based on certain factors. We need to get more of those points than the other team relative to our current scoring situation.
Beginning of the year, he walks into the gym, he picks up a basketball, he slaps it against his hand, makes a big reverberating noise, and he says, do you know what this is? He
unlike Gene Hackman, who, like, measures the hoop, he describes what a hoop could be. Like, why you would need a hoop.
Yeah. But what else are you going to put the ball through? It's the most efficient shape.
We have no other way of measuring, because if the hoop weren't there, you could hypothetically have, like, the idea of a hoop, and, like, oh, that one would have gone in, that one wouldn't have gone in.
And what happens is that everybody on the team goes, oh, hey, that makes sense. And then he says, but
you
need to have arbitrary constraints to determine what things are.
I mean, I think Steve Kerr is just afraid of controversy. I think the NBA is afraid of controversy. Get rid of the hoop.
For sure.
Laser hoop. Laser hoop. Then only pure shots count. You know what I mean?
Are there any sports that are utilizing lasers right now to keep scores?
That's a good question. I don't know how I don't think it's how tennis does the Hawkeye. I don't think that's with lasers.
No, those are cameras.
Yeah. Cameras are not lasers, so pretty definitively not lasers.
Kind of seems like football could stand to do it, right?
Oh, 100%. Football, the ball should be... We should not be measuring where the ball ends up at the end of a play based on, like, an old guy sort of walking on a straight line.
Yeah, and like you can see his, like, knees failing while he's doing it, too.
He's wobbling.
Yeah, he's disgusting.
He's just got chili all over him.
Yeah, if you hear him walk, it's like, but it's like squishier.
Gurgle. It's both a creaking.
You can hear his beat going.
Yup.
That's what his heart does.
Yeah, because it's got to pump all the chili through his system instead of blood.
My man's got chunky blood, people.
Yeah, that's the whole NFL for you. Did you know that
when you see this guy's erections, they're horrifying.
Yeah, it's just throbbing chili pus.
Yeah. Anyway, what were you asking?
I was going to ask if you knew that Ed Hockley's son is currently in the NFL as a referee.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah, he's not good.
Oh, he's like a bad referee?
They plucked him from the Pac-12, which is known for its bad referee.
Yeah, even I know.
Exactly. That's why I thought I was, like, worried that, like, this was a strain that I shouldn't be going down, but I was like, I think even Corbin will know Ed Hockley and the idea of how bad Pac-12
And I know what Ed Hockley is, buff ref, right?
Exactly. So you've got buff ref, and you've got terrible refs, and you've got nepotism. And so you've really got a real mess on your hands with this Sean Hockley fellow.
Sean Hockley is not as ripped as his dad.
No. I think we're done talking about the MLS match, right?
No, we're not.
All right, let's do it.
Okay, so they went to penalties, and then what happened?
Oh, that's right. Oh, that's right. So honestly, I think that if you celebrate winning and then you go to penalties and you lose, your franchise has to be contracted. So Portland had a lot to play for at that
They
point.
really did, yeah.
But they did win the penalties because Seattle kicked one and they hit the post, and then they kicked one that got saved. It was a whole mess. And Portland got to make the Western Conference Finals winning at Seattle. But really, who won? What will be remembered? I'm only going to remember that time when Portland celebrated.
What you're saying right now is that Spike, who was probably one of the first 6 Seattle Sounders fans.
Look, I didn't have my own season tickets, but I had friends who had a 4-pack, and I was the first guy they texted
when somebody couldn't make it.
When their girlfriends were like, I've already seen 8 Sounders.
Or their girlfriends were like, I hate this, right?
Yeah, actually, they did. No, I don't want to lean into that because they were into it to a point, but 30 matches a year between all the cup matches and stuff is a lot of soccer.
Oh my god. Okay. So yeah, the first Seattle Sounders fans were Spike, Merritt Paulson, or no, he owns the Timbers. Who owns the Sounders?
Adrian Hanauer, Joe Roth, Drew Carey. Are you looking for Drew Carey? Paul Allen?
No, I'm looking for who owns the Sounders.
Well, I'm just naming all the members of their.
Are there a lot? Okay, we'll go with Drew Carey, Zach Nelson, and those are the first the Sounders fans.
Yeah, has Zach Nelson been on this podcast yet?
No, he hasn't. It's never. When I was like, I'll talk to Spike about MLS Day. A little piece of me was like, yeah, Zach.
Yeah, Zach is Corbin and my sketch comedy friend. Corbin, he's more than just a sketch comedy friend for Corbin.
Yeah, me and Zach are. Yeah, Zach is one of my closest friends.
Yeah, for me, Zach is a good friend from a community that I'm no longer directly in contact with as much.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Zach is like a dude who I say, "Why don't you marry your girlfriend?" to him.
Yeah,
and he goes, "Shut up, leave me alone."
Why doesn't he marry his girlfriend?
I'm so glad it came up finally.
I'm glad that you did an MLS podcast, did not invite Zach onto it, and then criticized him for not proposing to his girlfriend.
Yeah, another friend of mine.
Yes, Bailey.
Yeah, Bailey. He should probably propose to her. It's just,
Corbin will be in the wedding party.
I kind of doubt that one.
Oh, okay.
But I'll be
you'll be very invited.
I'll be at his bachelor party.
Yeah, you'll be at the bachelor party, and you will be at a table of friends who all know each other because you have a density of friendship.
Exactly.
Where it's not just a stray array of friends.
Yeah.
I will not be invited to that. If I still lived in Seattle, I maybe could have finagled an invite to Zach and Bailey's hypothetical wedding.
Yeah.
I don't live there. I won't get invited. But even if I had gotten invited, I would have been at a table of random people they know. You would have been next to various...
or Clayton. You would have been next to Clayton.
Yes, exactly.
Decisively second tier. But me, I'm in group photos of this thing.
Yeah. Oh, you're in multiple group photos.
Yeah.
They're going to be okay, everybody from University of Puget Sound. Okay, everybody who was at the beach.
I didn't go to UPS, right? I went to.
Oh yeah, you went to Evergreen. All right.
Yeah.
Clayton went to UPS. I'll be at the UPS table. This is good content, right? People like.
Yeah, for sure. Anyway, so
wait, so Portland won. How amped are you for Portland to?
Okay, now it's time for us to talk about Corbin's relationship to MLS.
Yes.
Corbin worked for the Timbers for 3 years, taking tickets mostly. That was my preferred task. But I was just game day staff. Go out to Portland, wear a jacket, take tickets, tell jokes, solve little problems. It's perfectly, It was perfectly tenable work. It was before I was making any decent amount of money writing. And when I started to do that, the little amount that they paid me felt like a real pittance.
Yeah.
Now, I do need to make more money in other ways, but blowing 2 hours commuting to the stadium on a weekend when there isn't an express bus, and then 2 more hours commuting home for 4 hours worth of work is just not worth it.
No, they should be paying you for that commute.
They should. Do you want to talk about minimum wage solutions?
I mean, I'm down. Wage staff.
Also, they should have paid me $15 an hour instead of whatever they were paying me, which I can't even recall off the top of my head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want sports news that just broke that I just saw on Twitter? Do you care?
What's going on?
So, you know who Des Bryant is?
I do. The wide receiver for the Denver Cowboys.
Yep. He was on the Denver Cowboys. He didn't play all year this year. He just signed with the New Orleans Saints. And football is a great sport. He tore his Achilles today. Like, he will not have played a game this year. Football stays a great sport.
Hell yeah, pimp. When did he tear his Achilles?
Literally right now.
Like in a game or in a practice?
Just in practice. His first game was going to be this Sunday.
You know what? That's not football's fault. That's sports'
That's
fault.
fair. That's fair.
Look, if he got hit so hard that he can't talk anymore, I'd be like, "Oh, football." Ooh.
That's fair.
But Achilles, I mean, how old is he? He's probably like a 30. Des Bryant.
Yeah, let's see who gets there first. 30. He's 30 years old.
That's a little young, but even then, once you start to be 30, every day is a gamble when you're a professional athlete. You know.
Yep, I do. Happened to Beckham. Happened to Kobe. All the greats get their Achilles torn.
Well, all the greats and Beckham and Kobe.
Yep. Oh boy, I don't like either of them.
No, they're bad.
Yeah. Honestly, though, like Beckham, is bad, but Kobe's the worst.
Yeah, Kobe's horrible. At least everybody knows Beckham's overrated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Beckham is. Yeah, exactly. He's like Jeter. It's like, who cares?
Yeah. Everybody. Yeah, exactly. Everybody knows Jeter's overrated.
Yeah.
I find it incredibly funny that Jeter helps run a team now.
Yup.
Because he's like the exact kind of player that you should not thirst after. Like, this isn't to say he wasn't a good player. It's just to say that if you're sitting there like, what am I looking for in a player? Like a fucking slap-hitting, mediocre defensive shortstop is not what you should thirst after. You should thirst after fucking Barry Bonds, baby.
Yeah.
You know?
Ken Griffey Jr.
Yeah, fucking 80 foot long python arms.
You know who I think you should lust after as a baseball fan?
Who?
This is white hot take, baby. A-Rod.
Yeah, you're goddamn right.
Because he was good at shortstop, and he hit bombs. He hit jacks.
Yeah, A-Rod ruled.
He was so good.
Yeah. It's so stupid that they didn't let him play shortstop. It is the dumbest thing that's ever happened.
It's so good. It's so good. It's so good.
Anyway.
I have friends who are Yankees fans who are still like, yeah, that was the right choice. Yeah, man, A-Rod. No, they don't.
No. Derek Jeter's my father, and I would, and it would die to see me embarrass him.
You know what? Like a weird strain of Yankee fandom that is like universal right now is that Aaron Judge is good, but Giancarlo Stanton is bad.
That makes a lot of sense. I mean, I can see why people would say that.
But, they believe it to, a very... the difference between the two of them, small.
Yeah.
In terms of, skill and personality and stuff, they're, they're very similar baseball men. If you were to, carve a baseball man, make a copy of him, that's how far apart we are.
Which one's the perverse, gross copy in this?
The Michael Keaton number 4?
Yeah.
I think it's Judge. I think Aaron Judge is if
Aaron Judge. You know what? Aaron Judge looks like less of a human being than
right.
Giancarlo
Like
Stanton.
Like looks like a dude. He also went to like a rival high school of mine down here in Sherman Oaks, California. So I assume he's at least like
Aaron Judge did.
Not Aaron Judge. I'm sorry, Stanton did.
Oh, okay.
So I assume Stanton's like got it together a little bit mentally, as opposed like Judge seems like the copy of the copy, but that's who the Yankees fans love. I don't know. Like, and,
really? Really? They like a more generic guy.
Yeah,
they like a more generic guy who was drafted by the Yankees. Look. Every fandom is perverse.
That's fair.
But boy, oh boy, Yankees fandom. Because you can't just be good. Like, that's not good enough for them.
Yeah, they're like, oh, Randy Johnson sucks. They're the only fan base that would actively reject Randy Johnson, who is unimpeachably
and who could murder them all with a baseball.
Yeah,
turn them all into feathers.
He's the best. Like, who is better than Randy Johnson?
Look, I'm not here to give you another guy.
Great. Yeah. I was like, I like said that out loud, and then like my brain was like, oh man, is there someone who's better? It's like no, there are people who are as good as Randy Johnson.
Not Chris Sale.
What?
Well, I'm not Chris Sale. That's all. I don't know. Like, there's a world where I could say maybe there's like a manifestation of Chris, like a guy who seems like he's trying to throw his arm out of his socket on every pitch. Like, that's pretty cool. Except that Chris Sale himself is a colossal red ass.
Well, no, I mean, if like there's like the version of Pedro. Like there was like peak Pedro, even though he was a Red Sox.
Yeah, but that's the problem. Red Sox, you can't,
But they hadn't won yet. He left before they won, at least.
Pedro was like a clever guy, right?
Yeah, but he also he was a clever and a try hard, but also like a schemester. He was on PEDs. He was throwing dirt. He was doing it all. He sort of did it all, and he was tiny. Pedro was great. I don't want to.
But I will say, okay, just totally in the abstract, without a lot of emotional attachment to this. I feel like to be the best, you kind of got to fireball a little bit.
Yeah. Wait. So you're taking shots at Maddox right now, or are you taking shots at Pedro?
I'm taking shots at Pedro. Did you fireball?
Pedro could get it in the Pedro top speed. Let's get that. I feel like he would hit like 96. I feel like he wasn't like greasing. I just Googled Pedro top speed. Shockingly, that didn't work. He's early in his career. His high velocity was 98. It's
pretty fun. You know what? It's a little more fiery than I thought it was. I do think to be the best, you have to crack 100, though.
Yeah, and Randy did, but now like everybody's cracking 100.
Yeah, I guess that's fair.
Everybody's putting up a hundo these days. Back in the day, it was just Randy.
You know who I really admire? Like a Verlander guy who cranks 100 early on, and then he loses it, and then he has to like rebuild.
That's Pedro, though. So
all right.
I mean, I will say, Randy just kept cranking it. He cranked it to the end. He never stopped.
The man loved to crank it.
Guys, his nickname was the Big Unit, and he loved to crank it.
Yeah.
So
look, he was a Randy Johnson.
Yeah, his name was literally Randy Johnson. He played till he was 46.
He was
so dope. He was just cranking it forever. Do you remember early Randy Johnson? Probably not. You're enough.
No, of course not.
So I remember early Randy Johnson because the Mariners acquired him in '89. I was 4, but he got good in 1990, 91 when I first started, and he threw walks. Dude walked 8 dudes a game. But he also K'd 12 dudes a game. He was just doing it, and then he stopped walking dudes, but he kept K'ing dudes. It was he is so dope. Randy Johnson.
Anyway, also dope. So I worked for the Timbers, and it just never hooked me.
Yeah,
I don't get it. Okay, Spike.
Yeah, let's do it.
MLS.
It's not great.
First off, look, I like the Timbers enough that I can say Sounders blow, LOL. I'm glad you suckers lost. Timbers got to celebrate twice. That's how good they were. Who's your good player right now?
Ladero? Nicholas Ladero.
Garbage. Valeri, clearly better.
Did you see his hair? Did you see Nicholas Ladero's hair?
No, what was it?
He just went straight peroxide. Just like bleached it all the way.
Dude, soccer players, dude. Oh, okay. So, Sounders garbage. I'm glad they lost. But not enough that I, watch MLS games. I don't do that. And so, but Spike, you watch MLS games.
Yeah. Yeah.
So here's my question.
Yeah.
What's it like to be into a soccer league whose season is significantly shorter than most other soccer leagues?
Mm-hmm.
Whose product is thoroughly, I don't know what tier we want to go with here. Third tier. And who's it seems like they're doing well economically, but but they're mostly a niche concern, sports wise. It's weird, I think, to talk about MLS on a sports podcast, because like what sports guy likes the MLS a whole bunch? But you are a sports guy. Locked on Seahawks. Clearly a big old litany of Mariners knowledge. You like the NBA to the best of my knowledge?
In theory.
But not in practice? Well,
no, I get that. In theory was the wrong way to put it. I like the I want a team.
Oh, okay.
It's hard. I like it generally. It's hard to get all the way there
because Seattle's team was unfairly moved to Oklahoma City.
Yeah.
For reasons that remain bizarre.
Wait, hold on. You heard the story of me getting yelled at by my professor. More or less fair than Seattle's team moving to Oklahoma City?
I mean, you should have known class had started.
Yeah, that's a fair point. But Howard Schultz should have known that Clay Bennett was going to move the team.
Yeah, probably. And the NBA should have been like, Oklahoma City, fucking why?
Yeah. Yeah, so I think we can agree that my situation is worse. I'm sorry I derailed you. You were talking about how I like sports.
Yeah, anyway, you're a sports guy.
I'm a soccer guy too. I like the Liverpool.
Yeah, and you like.
I wrote about the Champions League for a dead website.
You like big boy soccer, you know?
Yeah.
And yet, here you are, Spike Friedman.
Yeah.
Cranking on the Sounders game. You don't even live in Seattle anymore.
Yeah.
And here you are cranking on the fucking Sounders game and wanting and like investing yourself. Why?
Okay. So I will say, like, this is a. Wow, you said the word investment, and this is awful. Like, so part of it is like when I moved back to Seattle, it was a fallow time for Seattle sports.
I thought you were saying sex-wise for Spike.
Both. Yeah, I'm not getting laid. The Sonics are being moved away. The Seahawks are going through the Jim Mora era, which people forget. The Mariners became the first team to lose 100 games with a $100 million payroll in the history of baseball.
Wow.
And the
Huskies
went 0-12. That's the year I moved back to Seattle. And the Sounders sort of
the Huskies, of course, are Seattle's team of portly boys.
Yes, our big unpaid boys.
Yeah, who roam through the streets and steal candy and do other kinds of mischief. Anyway, they were having a bad year.
Well, actually, yeah. The reason they were having a bad year can be traced back, of course, to their 2001 Rose Bowl season where they beat Drew Brees in the Rose Bowl with the benefit of SPD covering up a series of crimes, including Jeremy Stevens being a serial rapist during the season. So, and then they had to fire everybody and hire Ty Willingham, and then they literally fell to 0-12 because he was bad. But he cleaned up the organization with stern discipline for the unpaid big boys who stopped being literal felons and just became a drain on the state's academic system. So, sort of neither here nor there. The Sounders represented a buy low opportunity.
Oh, my God!
What do I have to lose? Everything is bad. And then there's a new team. And they play soccer. I love soccer. I'm getting into soccer. I'm a big Euro boy. I love Xabi Alonso in this moment in time. Hey, what's not to like about the Sounders? They're here. They're doing it for themselves.
What's not to like about the Sounders? They're here.
And so, you go and you feel it out. And yeah, people are singing songs that they've printed out from the internet. They've got little printouts so they remember what songs to sing at different times. But
is that a thing? Does everybody have printouts in the rest of the world, or do they just learn the songs?
Well, I went to an LAFC match this year, and they were back to needing printouts because it was like a new team. In other parts of the world, they don't just create teams whole cloth. Like, they're just like, oh, here's a new team. That's not how it works. They just have an old club, and they're like, all right, we're going to invest to make this professional now, or whatever. They'll take Man City, and it's like, oh, this is a garbage professional team. We'll inject a bunch of oil money in. Now we can't lose.
Who owns Man City?
Qatari government.
Yeah. I knew it was in.
Right? Or is it Abu Dhabi? I always.
Does Saudis own any soccer teams?
No, it's a lot Abu Dhabi and Qatar. I think it's Qatar. It's Qatar for Man City. It's Sheikh Mansour.
Okay. All right. Anyway, continue.
So and then they're good. They have not missed the playoffs. It's Abu Dhabi.
And are we talking about the Sounders or?
We're talking about so Manchester City is owned by the Sheikh of Abu Dhabi, not Qatar. Qatar owns PSG maybe. Anyway, Sounders literally have never missed playoffs in the whole time they've existed. They've had fun dudes. The playing surface is bad. It's sort of unplayable. You can't.
What do they play on turf or?
Yeah, they play on field turf. You can't wait a pass.
Wait. The wouldn't that mean that the other Seattle team that plays there plays on turf?
The Seahawks?
Yeah.
Yes.
Why the fuck do the Seahawks play on turf?
Well, because a couple of reasons. One, in football, it doesn't really matter. The reason it matters in soccer is because when you kick a ball on turf, you try to weight your passes, and grass has friction, slows it down, but fake plastic grass has way less friction, so the ball just goes out of bounds a lot more often. It looks terrible.
So
cool. And in football, they've built turf the injury rate isn't any higher anymore. They built the turf so it doesn't grab your knee and do all the things it did back in the day. And then the other thing is where the Seattle stadiums are is very close to the water. The water table is really low. It's they've tried to install grass there. It would basically take 2 years to it would be like in San Francisco. And by San Francisco, I mean Santa Clara where the 49ers play, where they've tried to install grass. It doesn't work. So it's a nightmare to try to get grass into that.
Has grass.
Yes. I don't know.
They play during the summer though. So
yeah, it's during the summer. It's less trafficked. Baseball players don't do stuff.
They don't. Yeah.
Yeah. They don't do stuff.
They hang out.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just smoke giant spliffs.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what makes it America's game. Anyway.
Yeah, baby. Yeah, that's why King Grufo Jr. is such a popular fellow.
I'm sorry, King Grufo?
I don't know.
Is Grufo a word for weed? If it's not, it should be.
It's not. I was trying to come up with something. It didn't land.
Getting lit off that Grufo. Ooh,
Ken Spliffy Jr. was right there.
It was. But
Grufo, we might have found something great.
Yeah, Grufo is just pass the Grufo, baby.
Yeah.
You know what Grufo is?
Uh-huh.
It's like Grufo. Okay, so let's say you have weed, right?
Yep.
and you smoke or otherwise ingest most of it, and you've got a little bit left over.
Okay. So
And
shake.
I'm not done.
Sorry.
And then you've got other kinds of weed that you've done this with. Grufo is when you kind of like take what little bit is left and you kind of put it in a little pile.
Yeah.
And so when somebody's saying pass the Grufo, it's like, ugh, end of the month, we are out of fucking weed. But we've got this Grufo here and we're hanging out and we're smoking it.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's going to get you high.
Oh, yeah.
That's going to give you the full blown.
Look, there's some fucking terpenes at war in that bad boy.
Yeah, you are going to Groove Town.
Yeah.
Because you smoking that Grufo. I feel like
Groove City.
Well, I feel like Grufo implies, so it's not only is it the end of a bunch of bags put together, but like a decadent approach to that. It isn't like, oh, we could really ration this out. No, it's like we're gonna pack bowls, like up overflowing out the top, and we're gonna hit them hard.
Yeah,
we're gonna hit them deep.
Star Trek is going on today.
Yeah. We are we're going to Costco. We're buying
a bong.
A bong?
Yeah, at Costco, right?
At Costco. I was going to say like a big box of individually wrapped fruit snacks.
Okay. Yeah.
And then we're eating all of the little packages. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Have you ever done that?
No.
You've never eaten like a bunch of like fruit snacks?
Oh yeah, I guess I have.
When you were high on weed?
No, not when I was high on weed. Because I was a chocolate boy.
Oh, you're a choco boy. I like a gummy.
Yeah, but when you're high on weed,
gummy.
Nah, man. Here's what it's about. Look, I don't get to use anymore because I like it too much.
Yeah, I hear that.
But getting blazed and getting one of those like $8 chocolate bars.
Yeah.
Single origin joints where you can like.
But so that's what you would do. I would go to Costco with $8 and buy 75 very small bags of fruit snacks.
Well, then when I finished that chocolate bar, I would improvise cookie dough, and then I would cook it on the stove.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's pretty ball. You do it on the stove. Did you not have an oven? Or do you not want to preheat an oven?
I'm just impatient.
Yeah. I get it.
Yeah, there's a reason I don't smoke weed anymore. Anyway.
Yeah. No, it's bad. So, yeah, but Grufo, King Grufo Jr., America's Sport, Grass. I don't know why Grass works at Safeco and it doesn't at CenturyLink, but I've had it on good record that is true.
Okay. All right. Anyway, so they also play on turf at Portland.
Yeah. Oh, and it does. Okay, so yeah, it doesn't matter. So MLS, I don't know. It's not great, but it's on TV. It's soccer.
Okay, I just gotta pause you for a second. There are so many things on TV.
Name 4.
Daredevil.
Okay.
The Good Place.
The Good Place is great. I've already seen it all twice.
Riverdale.
I don't love the Riverdale.
You're wrong, but it's fine. I'm not here to tell you how to live your life. You could flip on any other sport that might be on.
Okay, well here's the thing. There are times where there aren't other sports on.
Okay. All right.
And certainly not like one of my teams. You know what I mean? Like there's plenty...
So you got into this because you staked out a position that said the Seattle Sounders are my team.
I was like, oh, look at this thing that is it is the copy of a copy of soccer. I like soccer.
The big MLS move lately is signing a wash dude.
Well, that's the big move from the beginning.
Yeah. Yes.
That's the big MLS move, is getting the wash dude. I like soccer a lot. I like good soccer. I'm a Liverpool supporter. To set aside the last week, we're playing great, and it's very enjoyable. Watching.
Gotta ask a quick question. Why Liverpool exactly?
I just really like Luis Suarez. That's not totally true.
That's a fucked up reason.
It's not totally
Even I know that. Even I know that.
That's not totally true, but like it was one of those things where I was like, oh yeah, my friends in college like Liverpool, and I decided to get on board.
Why did they like Liverpool?
Why did it show like Liverpool? He like is from Sweden. I don't know, probably some Sweden.
Yeah, that makes sense. Jesus fucking. All right. Anyway,
why?
Just the way that Americans pick their allegiances.
I read the Bill Simmons article, and so I did what he told me to do.
Okay,
we all had to do that at one point in our lives, and I did the thing.
Okay.
I don't know, man. And then they were dope, and Suarez was great, and their team sucked, so it didn't feel like I was front running to push all in. And now they're dope for real, and it's great. I don't know, man. What do you want from me?
Okay. Anyway, you know what? You're right. What do I want from you?
At least I'm not like a fan. Like I have friends who are fans of like one team in each European league. They're like, I'm an Arsenal, Atletico Madrid, but Borussia Dortmund, Lyon fan. At least I'm not that.
Lyon?
France?
Oh, yeah.
What if I had told you that? What if I was like Corbin, big into Lyon?
That would have mystified me because why would you give a shit about the French league?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't.
Like Bundesliga, I guess I get.
I guess. At least at the top of England, there's like 6 teams. It's kind of. I don't know. Yeah, so I like soccer, and then MLS is kind of like soccer, and it's happening really close to me.
Uh-huh.
Like I walk to the stadium or put it on TV. People around me were enjoying soccer. Ish.
Yeah, soccer with air quotes.
And I got to enjoy it with them. And they had some cool.
That's a lot of it too, right? Is like a fun communal experience.
Yeah, and like they've had some good dudes through the years. Freddie Montero was good. Obafemi Martins was good. They had Clint Dempsey for a while, who's good. And yeah, I mean, like of my Seattle sports allegiances, having moved to Los Angeles a few years ago, it is the one that has waned the most, other than college football, which I just quit on principle. But
because it's a hideous moral enterprise.
Yeah. There's the obvious reasons. I mean, the NFL is too, but I can't. I get paid.
But it's a hideous moral enterprise for money.
Yeah, I'm getting paid. They're getting paid.
Yeah,
everybody's getting bought off in that one. And the team that I like is still okay. I don't know. Yeah, so I don't know. I like the thing. It was around. And it was close enough to a thing I liked. It was methadone. I don't know. The team's won. Like, it's paid off for me. Being a Sounders fan is paid off with W's. I've gotten trophies. We won the Cup. We won the Shield. We won, like, 4 of the other Cup.
I got trophies, man.
Yeah, I think we've gotten 6 trophies in 10 years. Like, that's good. That's a good payout.
Look at all these cups, you dumb sons of bitches. fucking around trying to be an NBA fan, you dumb motherfucker. Look at all this winning I'm doing.
You got to remember that like there was a Sonic-size hole in my heart when this happened. Like if the Sonics existed, would I be talking to you right now about the Sounders? Probably not. Probably not. Maybe, but probably not. So,
Are you on a scale of what's the worst Seattle Seahawks loss? There's one really bad one, right? I can't remember off the top of my head.
Mm-hmm.
What is it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Just help me, please. I can't just jog my memory. I just need you to be an encyclopedia for a second. I'm sorry you have feelings, but
Are you serious right now? Is this really like Super Bowl 49?
Yeah, Super Bowl 49. That's it. What happened in Super? Yeah. I just totally forgot what happened. Okay.
Are you Googling what happened?
Oh yeah, Patriots won.
Yeah, they could have handed the ball to Marshawn.
No. Yes, of course.
Could you really not remember that, or were you?
I really could not. I truly could not remember.
I thought you were doing a bit. I was
100%. Nope, was sitting here trying to remember what the fuck happened because I knew there was a bad thing. Okay, so presuming that I'm just going to presume that that's the worst sports loss.
Yes, 100%, not close.
On a scale of 1 to that, where does the Sounders losing to Portland in this year's playoffs fall?
I felt a feeling.
Because you know what? Because I want to give a little more context for the listener too.
Yeah.
These people truly do fucking hate each other.
Yeah.
The Seattle Sounders people and Timbers people, like.
Yeah, there are like fights. I've been to some of those matches, and there are like fights and like nonsense.
Oh yeah. When there were Sounders fan groups, we'd have to like take them into weird entrances and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, this is just to say that as far as the sports rivalry, look, everything else about MLS, I'm clearly cynical about, but it really does gin up hatred.
Yeah. So I'll put it to you this way: the Seahawks this year are not very good. They're okay. They're like pretty good. If they win a couple close ones, they'll make the playoffs. Probably they'll go 8-8, and like have had a decent rebuilding year. You know, they're in that phase. They lost last week to the Chargers on a last second. They like were losing by a bunch, came back, had one shot to win it, got tipped away at the last second.
Is Philip Rivers still the Chargers quarterback?
Yeah, and he's having the best season of his career. It's
well, I hate football so much; it's so stupid.
It's insane. Philip Rivers is playing out of his mind. Philip Rivers is a legitimate MVP candidate.
Jesus Christ! Anyway.
Yeah, Chargers 6-2. And are not in San Diego, which is a fact I constantly forget, even though I live in Los Angeles, the city they are.
I was listening to Androsky's show yesterday. They play in the StubHub Forum?
Yeah.
Which is where the Galaxy play, right?
Yeah, sure is. 27,000
seats
in that.
That is so stupid.
It's so stupid. Anyway, so the Seahawks lost to the Chargers this last weekend. Sort of a middle of the season game. Seahawks fell to 4-4 against a team that's not a rival. It was sort of last second, but it didn't. I definitely felt worse after that than I did.
Oh my god!
Like,
than you did from the Sounders losing to their blood rival
on penalty kicks in a season where if the Sounders had won that, they might well have won the MLS Cup. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Now if I were to have Zach in here.
He would disagree. It would have been probably the Sounders season was so weird this year. They were in like last place through like 13 weeks and then won like I think like 16 of 17. Like not even didn't lose, but like won. Like, they went on a run unlike any team ever to like get a bye. So it was like a weird sort of like lost and then found season. I would guess for Zach, this was a 7.
Okay, I'm finding my phone. Because we're going to call Zach. All right, 1 sec.
Okay.
Can you entertain people while I go to get my phone?
Yeah. Okay. So, oh man, what's something good to talk about? I don't know, man. We've really hit it all. We sort of nailed it right down to the bone. Sort of really crushed it this episode. I mean, Corbin, you know, he's still thinking about Cookie. This is too much power. I can't be left solo on a T.O.B. situation. This is like too much power.
Yeah, look, it's America's favorite sports show.
Yeah,
I know it's hard. Okay, so I've got I'm ringing up Zach. We'll see if he picks up.
Automated.
It didn't. I have a better idea though.
Texting Bailey.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna call Bailey.
So good. This is good content.
Yeah, this content rules. Come on, work. There we go. Boop.
Oh man.
So, other than your professor being mean to you, has school been okay?
Yeah, school's awesome.
Oh, I'm happy to hear that.
Yeah, the rest of school is amazing. We really are talking about how to dismantle housing capitalism in positive ways. It's really amazing.
Hell yeah, pimp. Are you worried that you're, like, this is just going to become perverted into you working for a developer?
More likely to get co-opted into like the city or county situation where I'm really working on the edges and margins, and probably not developer.
Uh,
Maybe a developer. I don't know. We'll see.
you already
Probably
work
not.
for a developer, don't you?
Yeah, I've got like 8 parcels I'm developing myself.
Yeah, you are a developer.
Yeah.
It started out as like a good
you-
thing, but
Did you like how I used the language parcel? Did that
yeah,
sound good?
yeah, that
sound
was good as hell.
Yeah.
That's like graduate school level
Oh yeah.
language about housing.
Yeah, that's how
What about,
Baudelaire would describe
what about
it.
like tracks? You guys ever use tracks?
Tracts?
Yeah, tracts.
Yeah, we talk about them tracts.
Yeah, like oh, what terrible tract use.
Yeah. Oh, you got to use them tracks well.
I don't think either of them are going to pick up. This is the most disappointing thing that's ever happened on Take It or Break It.
That was going to be so good. That was going to be so good. What would you think they would go at? I think 7.
I think that Zach was probably low key crushed.
Yeah.
Bailey didn't care, but I wanted to ask her.
Well, she would have given a number for Zach.
Yeah, she would have given a number for. You know what? I'm just going to try Bailey one more time, and then we're going to move. We're gonna move on from this horrible idea.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, dismantling housing capitalism. That's been going good.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, it isn't going well yet.
Oh yeah, it's going poorly
about it. Yeah,
because capitalism is an anaconda that chokes the life out of everything.
Yeah, we are struggling to envision a future beyond it, and like there are lots of fires and stuff. It's like a problem.
Oh yeah, the whole city's on fire today, right?
Yeah, there's a fire 3 miles from my house.
Hell yeah, pimp.
Yeah,
if you die in a fire while on Take It or Break It, I think that's going to get me some good listens.
Well, how many points do I get for that?
3.
What?
4. 4. I'll give you 4.
Thank you, Corbs.
Yeah, and I'll we're done.
All right.
I mean, I've said all I need to say about MLS. All right, so it kind of hurt.
Yeah, barely.
Yeah.
Like I felt it, but it was like a pang. Not even a pang, like a twinge.
Like maybe a pung even.
Yeah. Yeah, like a classic like I wouldn't need to take a real hit of Gruffo to get past it.
just some normal skunk weed.
Yeah, like I would hit some Gruffo after, and but that would be to like totally erase it and just move on to a new phase of my evening.
Yeah, like you hit that Gruffo and then fucking First Contact's on, baby.
Or just Contact.
Just Contact with Jodie Foster. You don't even need Star Trek to get past it.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, so we did end up watching some TNG. It was the episode where Picard holodecked and was he was like a noir detective or something.
Oh, it's when he holodecks into the Long Goodbye, if I recall.
Yeah.
I don't know if I watched that one.
And he's a big Trek. I'm not a big Trek. We've talked about this. I like the Trek. I don't need the Trek, but I know that I should have liked the Trek early enough to need the Trek now, but I didn't, and that's on me.
I also didn't like the Trek early. I was a Wars.
Past me, but I'm now too old.
Yeah, I was a Wars boy.
Yeah,
but then
I was a little Wars boy too.
Yeah, but then when I got to an age, I watched Trek and I said, "But I am a Trek man."
Yeah, I wish I had become a Trek man. I wish I'd had my Trek mitzvah.
Yeah, where they cut off your soft little Wars foreskin. There we go.
Yeah, that's what happens.
Your war skin,
Corbin. Yeah. Bar mitzvahs frequently feature your foreskin getting cut off.
Oh wait, I forgot. Okay, that's a bris.
It's just like a 13-year-old boy surrounded by all the girls from his middle school, getting the tip of his dick cut off, and then dancing all night in an ill-fitting blazer. Yep.
Well, he's like kind of like wobbling around because he got the tip of his dick cut off.
And so much pain, and doesn't want to dance too close to any girls lest he get a boner. And
because then a bunch of fucking blood would shoot out of his hog. Yeah. All right. Well, you know what? I'm gonna let you have one midterm thought.
Oh, Jesus. Oh man, I have so many. I worked a bunch for Katie Hill. She won. That was dope. Washington really fucked up with the carbon tax.
Yeah, that shit sucks.
Yeah, they fucked up.
Look, on a certain level, I understand because it is cutting edge political stuff. To be like, you should pay more for gas.
California managed to not repeal a gas tax.
Yeah,
so
but
we did.
But carbon taxing is like the solution to this problem, but boy, it's fucking hard to sit down and grab somebody's shoulders and be like, your life needs to be different.
Yeah. And I don't know. Everybody's talking about Mueller. I don't care.
Yeah, of course
I don't care.
What am I, a child?
Like, obviously. And, like, even if I wasn't a child, even if I was like, you know what, the Mueller thing is important, they're not going to impeach the goddamn president. Like, the only thing that's going to happen is Mueller can stall him. Well, now, in theory, we have Congress who can do that. So Mueller is no longer necessary to do what he's actually
Mueller getting fired would be good, because then everything would fucking leak.
Yep, you get it. You're a smart boy. You're a big boy.
Yeah. Anyway. I saw people walking back from a Mueller protest last night, and it's just hard not to be like, this isn't the real problem, right?
Yep. Yeah, and, like, the problem is, like...
How would you feel about somebody throwing a balloon of piss at Tucker Carlson?
Dope.
Okay.
So the best thing that happened was reinstating felon voters in Florida.
Very good.
The fucking criminalization along the lines of race and that interaction with capitalism is that, and Corbin are the two things that are absolutely untenable about our current situation as a society. Anytime we do anything about either of them, it's good, and it will never be enough until it is done and central to our politics. That's my final midterm.
For some reason, I spent the last minute agreeing with you, but also wanting to do fake joint polls.
Hit that groove, baby.
But I shouldn't want to do that. Those are reasonable ideas. Like,
ending the nightmarish racial policing that maintains our capitalist system.
Yeah, and saving the earth.
Saving the little, that is all the, and when I look at housing, I'm just thinking about it from a racial justice perspective. Like those are the only things that matter, those two things. And yet we can't even talk about either of them. So I'm talking about them. Why not? If someone made it to minute 70 of this TOB episode and wasn't too crushed with disappointment that Zach didn't pick up the phone,
I really am very sad. I might even try to hit him up before we leave before I put this out, which I'm going to do almost immediately.
I'm gonna guess he will say he's at a 7. Bailey would say he's at an 8.
Yeah, that makes sense to me.
Yeah, great.
Spike, thank you so much.
Thank you, Corbin.
There's going to be another episode tomorrow. Spike was talking to me about it, and I thought it would be fun to talk about Spike about this. But we're going to have I'm going to have Shane Brennan on and Pandian on tomorrow. So that'll be out. That'll be fun. We're going to do it in person.
Whoa!
Yeah, don't often get a chance to use my little in-person rig.
Ooh.
So that'll be good. But this will tide you over till then. Also, me and Wilms are doing another Showtime episode this weekend. Recording a lot of podcasts this weekend, guys.
Have you had Androsky on TOB?
I have had Androsky on TOB.
Okay, I thought so.
It's been a minute.
I went on his football podcast.
I did, and listen to that. It's good. It's very good. Also, Josh's football podcast is good.
It's so good. It's so good.
Yeah.
And we talked about TOB on it. So
yeah, America's motherfucking show, baby.
Yeah, he said it was the best show. And I was like, you're right, it is. It's the best show. He's like, no, it's the best show.
Oh, like the Sharpling show?
Yeah.
I mean, I love the best show.
I know, exactly. I was like, oh, so it's this.
But I want it to be the best show.
I know, but it's I know. I know, it's there.
Anyway, thank you all for listening. Spike, thank you so much for joining me, and everybody have a wonderful day.
Bye.